Welcome, Connor, to Pause and Reflect, the podcast made by dogs, for dogs, and with dogs. I'm your host, Matt, and as always, the plot to this entire episode was written by my dog, Osa Pequeña. Today we have an exciting show lined up. We have a chat with a special guest, a good friend of mine, a friend who I've known basically since I was 4 years old. Seemed like the most qualified guest to bring on for the first time. His name is Mr. Connor Hall.
Hello there, everybody. Thank you for having me, especially for the first podcast. I feel very honored to be here.
Oh, it's gonna be a good one. We're honored to have you here. Just to have Connor here in this obviously well put together podcast studio.
Yes, super professional here in the studio. I'm sure the acoustics are great. We're doing great. This is
with the $24 mic.
Yeah, this is perfect.
All right, Connor, let's get into it. So, we've been friends for a long time.
Very long time.
I feel like we've been brutally honest with each other at many points in our friendship.
Oh boy, what a lead up.
With that said, I'm going to start our first segment called In the Doghouse. Now, you have been accused... let me finish here. You've been accused by some of liking cats more than you like dogs. How do you respond to such allegations?
It's always hard. I always find myself flip-flopping back and forth. It's two different scenarios, both with its pros and cons. I do like dogs, loyalty, just the excitement, the playfulness. It's all there. With cats, it's more relaxed, and you still get a lot of that, good attention and loving from them. So, it's a bit of a cop-out, but it's hard. It's hard for me to choose. I've been sticking with cats more because they are more, I guess I should say they are less work.
Can I butt in there for a second? Because you brought up something interesting. Can a cat smell a bomb?
Maybe they can, but they wouldn't tell you if they did. They would just let you walk right into that bomb.
So if you had the choice between a dog and a cat, maybe
if I'm diffusing bombs, absolutely.
In this scenario, the dog's a better choice. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
These aren't my words; these are your words. I want to clarify.
If I'm diffusing bombs, 100%, I would prefer the dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any cats?
Not currently, no.
No. Do you have any dogs?
No.
What would it take for us to get you to adopt a dog right now?
Well, we would definitely have to clear it with my roommate.
Yeah.
And that's basically it.
When I got Osa, I got her, and then I was still living with my dad, and I hit him up on the phone, and I was like, Dad, I did something. It sort of involves both of us. You might be a little bit upset up front, but I promise you're going to like it in the long run. And then I brought the puppy home. And she was 7 weeks old, and he had this look on his face that that he was not pleased. But, now him and the old man are best friends. So.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is if you brought the dog home and just, roommate, we have to deal with this now. This dog is a part of the family.
It's certainly a way to do it. It might cause tensions, but
Have you seen Lilo and Stitch?
I have seen Lilo and Stitch, yes.
When they bring the alien home, at first everyone's like, this isn't... But, by the end of the movie, they're like, this is all right.
That's true. That's true.
I'm just saying, that could be you,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, how many ill-tempered chickens could you take on in a fight?
Ill-tempered chickens.
Yeah.
Man, those chickens get pretty nasty.
Yeah.
But, they go down pretty quick, too. I'm going to say 50 ill-tempered chickens, just
Are you speaking from experience? Because I know in the game Zelda, if you hit the chickens enough with the sword, they wouldn't die, but they would turn red and then they would peck you to death.
Yeah, I don't think I could take a single Zelda chicken.
Because those ones you would have to just run inside.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been confirmed those can die, actually, so.
Yeah.
I think I might have to run for that one. But I think if we're talking just like, regular ill-tempered chickens of the non-Zelda variety.
How would you fight them? What would be your...
Well, I think you would have to kind of wring their necks one at a time, right? And then, while punting the others, you got to grab one, punt a couple, take care of it real fast, and then rinse and repeat.
What are you talking about?
This is your question.
That sounds terrible. You would wring these chickens' necks?
Yeah, if they're trying to kill me, if 50 chickens are trying to kill me, right? Isn't that the scenario?
No one we can look back at the audio, but no one ever said that the chickens were trying to kill you.
Goodness.
Yeah, the Davinoff's a good one. I think you're gonna like that.
So if I'm just defending myself from thank you. From chickens.
Yeah.
You just gotta give them a good punt.
Yeah, I mean they fly though for a little bit.
They do fly for a little bit. I mean, they're not going to go far.
No.
They don't have a whole lot of mass.
So what you're describing is just a temporary solution, really.
Yes. And you got to have quick feet.
Yeah.
You got to have quick feet. You got to have good footwork.
That's true.
How much of this do I snip off?
For audio purposes, we're talking about cigars. They cannot see us, Connor. I took off like that much. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that did not go where
you're fine. When was the last time you smoked a cigar?
Oh, it was probably with you.
Yeah?
Can't recall.
That must have been a long time
That was a while ago, maybe college.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let me try and light this one. Oh, you're supposed to, start it like this. There you go.
All right. And what was that you're doing? You were rotating it around?
Yeah, so before you even suck into the cigar, you have to hold it down. Yeah. Let me see. How do I explain this? Nope. Oh, there you go. And don't worry, it's not a lighter fluid. It's a butane insert. So it's not going to mess with the quality of the cigar. That's not bad. Yeah, see, if you start it and then you kind of rotate it around before you even suck into it, then, oh yeah, you got a little leaf thing coming off there. You got to pull that off. This one's called the Churchill. Apparently Winston smoked them a bunch back in the day.
Yeah, I feel like he's always smoking in those pictures you see of him.
Yeah. He got hit by a taxi in 1939 in New York, and he almost died. Did you know that?
Did not know that.
Can we get a quick fact check here? Oh, we're gonna have one of the people in the back check on this real quick and see. Let's see here. Churchill hit by taxi. Oh, hit by bus.
By a bus?
Was hit by a car, not a bus, in New York. Yeah, December 13th, 1931. Churchill was crossing Fifth Avenue in a taxi to find Bernard Barch's home when he was hit by a car driven by Edward Cantanzano. Cantanzano?
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
I'm just gonna assume no, but maybe.
Can you imagine what would have happened if he died crossing that street?
Yeah, that's like a whole. Be like a canon event of history,
Yeah.
What year was that he got hit?
1931. So we have a ways to go before the war.
Before the war.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Who would have even taken over then?
Well, check it out. Edward F. Cantanzano.
Wow, there's a whole Wikipedia page on the guy who hit Churchill.
Yeah. He was. Oh, it gets worse. He was an unemployed mechanic from Yonkers who, on December 13th, 1931, allegedly accidentally hit the future Prime Minister of the United Kingdom while driving a car. Oh, wait, hold on. The plot thickens. Churchill was attempting to cross a busy New York street and forgot to look both ways.
Of course it happened in New York.
Yeah. So it sounds like it was an accident. I mean,
not an assassination attempt.
Yeah, shortly after 10:30 p.m., struck by a car. The crash occurred because Churchill apparently forgot that in the United States, traffic on two-way roadways keeps to the right. Oh,
classic mistake.
Churchill was riding it. Yep, it's not Edward Cantansano's fault. Cantasano. It's not Cantansano. It's not even close.
That sounds more right to me. So
yeah, that'll happen then. If I was in Britain, I look both ways before I cross the road. How about you?
Yeah, me too. Doesn't really matter what side the traffic's coming on. I usually look both ways anyway.
So the British can't really blame it on the metric system, really, can they?
I don't know why they would.
I mean, this incident on the metric system.
No, they cannot blame this incident on the metric system. No.
Yeah. He didn't seem upset about it, though. Maybe he was. That's why...
I'd be a little upset.
That's why they fought so hard in the war. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Back in the day, they had those missiles, the flying bomb things. I sound like I'm crazy. Hold on.
You talking about the rockets?
Yeah, what are the ones that made the noise and they would crash into? Can we get someone to look that up real fast? To flying bomb. V1 flying bomb, the buzz bomb or the doodle bug, German propelled missile used in World War II. Mm-hmm. So these things would fly, but they'd fly like they were just like really slow missiles. So the airplanes, the Spitfires, would come up and just nudge them off course with their planes.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they would do that. I don't even need to fact check that. I know that for a fact.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's how they did it back in the day. Supposedly. World War II was nuts.
Yeah, just a time of just like such immense change, and just like how we fought wars, just technology in general, just like
machine guns. Just
yeah, like machine guns are now a thing.
Yeah,
like I say, we're in World War I as well, but handheld. Machine guns.
Yeah, like every soldier. Not every soldier had them, but if you got lucky, they gave you one.
Yeah,
which was kind of cool. All right.
Man, those were some crazy times.
You know what else is crazy? So I had one of my assistants go on to AP News, and they have an obscure news section of their website. And so we have two random news articles here that we're going to click on and we're going to look.
Perfect.
And you can see right now, okay, this one's about raccoons apparently. All right, are you ready to talk about this one?
Oh my God.
Washington State woman calls 911 after being hounded by up to 100 raccoons. Look at those guys. Look at those guys.
There's so many of them.
They have a video. No. I wonder if we're going to mess with the recording when we do. No, it's good. Sheriff deputies in Washington's Kitsap County frequently get calls about animals and livestock, but then, let's see here. But the 911 call they received from a woman being hounded by dozens of... Why are they calling it hounded? She was hounded by the raccoons.
Turn of phrase.
Yeah. The woman reported having had to flee her property after 50 to 100 raccoons descended upon it and were acting aggressively. And there's an ad for a chair. Mm-hmm. A spokesperson from the sheriff's office said, she said the raccoons were becoming increasingly more aggressive, demanding food. They would hound her day and night, scratching at the outside of her house and her door. She pulled up in the car. They surrounded the car, scratched the car, surrounded her. If she went from her front door to her car or went outside, that's a run-on sentence. But it sounds like they were just beating her up.
Jeez.
The nuisance problem kind of raccoon. It's illegal to feed large carnivores, such as bears and cougars.
And this is exactly why. So gangs of raccoons don't.
Well, hold on. It is currently not against the law to feed a raccoon, apparently. Well, so I think these raccoons were getting fed. And they got used to it.
Escalated.
That's all I can tell from this article.
That's crazy. I wonder if stuff like that is going to get more and more common as cities get bigger and bigger and more animals start to move in to interact with humans.
I think so.
It's just like gangs of roving raccoons are just going to start to fill the streets.
I think it could happen. I went to, I told you I went to Colorado Springs. Mm-hmm. And when I showed up, I was in this neighborhood and there's this deer just walking down the street. And I had to let it pass, before I continued. And I went up to my buddy's house. I was like, dude, there's a deer. I almost said raccoon. There's a deer walking down the street. He's like, oh yeah, they hang out underneath the neighbor's tree. Did you see the bear out there? There's a bear that comes by. And I was like, oh, no, I did not see the bear, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Apparently that's why they have to keep bells on their bicycles.
No, to scare away the bears?
Yeah.
Or just let the bears know you're there?
Yeah, maybe. I don't if I was
for something.
If I was a bear, I don't think I'd be too afraid of the bell.
Right. It doesn't seem overly intimidating, but just to let them know that someone's hanging out, I guess.
Maybe that lady needed a bell.
Yeah, scare away the raccoons with a bell. God, she would look so insane.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Shame on you, raccoons.
It'd be like, what? It sounds weird that they'd surround her.
Yeah, they just got too big for their britches. They just, they didn't really respect her.
Yeah. If they had their druthers, they could, or their druthers, crutches.
Their what?
Bill would say that to me all the time. He said, if we had our druthers, is that a phrase, a saying?
I don't know. If it is, I haven't heard of it.
Can we get a fact check here from someone in the back?
Someone who shall remain nameless.
A definition of if had given my druthers. When you want something, that's you say it. Oh. Bill pulled that out one day at work. He's like, Matt, if we had our druthers, we'd have this. And I was like, Bill, I have no idea what you're talking about. What's a druther?
We had our what now? Oh man.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Let's do it. What's this next article?
How Waffle House helps Southerners and FEMA judge a storm severity.
Okay, this one's interesting. What the heck?
The last one was interesting. What do you mean?
No, they've both been interesting, but like...
Okay. Let me... See, golden hash browns, gravy, smothered biscuits, and crispy waffles with a hearty helping of maple syrup. I don't know where this article is going. I thought we were talking about hurricanes.
We're talking about waffles, man.
Are among some of the classic Southern comfort foods, but when hurricanes tear through southeastern towns, hot meals and bold yellow... This is hard to read. Bold yellow signs of the local Waffle House provide another kind of comfort. About 24 Waffle House locations remain... Where's the actual content of this article?
Yeah. It seems like there's a lot of fluff so far.
They just described the menu to Waffle House, basically. Neighbors are researched. It sounds silly.
Maybe it was...
Oh, this is back from Hurricane Milton. What is the Waffle House Index?
Here we go.
The South's favorite disaster authority provides an informal measure of how significant a storm will affect a certain community. A map of the chains over 1,900 locations concentrated in southeast mid-Atlantic helps residents of storm-prone states assess whether they're likely to lose power. So they have a storm tracking center, apparently. I think that's what they're trying to say.
But like Waffle House itself?
Yeah, they're serving breakfast 24/7. That's what it.
Of course,
That's not my words. That's the article.
Yeah,
more fluff.
This kind of just sounds like an advertisement for Waffle House, honestly.
But they're also prepared for disasters. This is just a feel-good story. And their social media puts out storm damage maps for people. And apparently FEMA uses them. FEMA uses Waffle House's maps.
Well, take what you can get, I suppose.
Yeah. And Barack Obama uses it, apparently. There's this article is going all over the place. So what do you think about that?
That's a lot. It's if you had told me that Waffle House would have an index for storm damage that was used by FEMA, I wouldn't have believed you. So
yeah,
that's very interesting. I guess you got to collect all the data you can, but
do you? If you're Waffle House, you're under no obligation to.
Yeah, that's kind of the confusing part about the whole thing is like, why does Waffle House necessarily need that data? Or I guess it would to know which stores it would need to repair.
But it sounds like they're working hand in hand with FEMA. That's what I'm confused about.
Like, are they actually working with FEMA, or is FEMA just taking their data?
Can we get another article up here? Can we get someone to look this up? Okay, they're getting on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Waffle House.
There they go.
And
they're checking on it. I can see them.
FEMA has an article. Okay, so Waffle House has an article about FEMA, and FEMA has an article about Waffle House.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Waffle House Index. It is unofficially used by FEMA to inform disaster response. Okay, this is a good article.
There we go.
Waffle House. They also want to note in their first sentence that Waffle House is open 24/7.
The most important part of this is that you can always go to Waffle House.
You can't make this up. This is you can any of the listeners can look this up. Just type in Waffle House Index into Wikipedia. Remains open. I guess they don't close for hurricanes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Waffle House is always open. Could be the end of the world. There could be demons walking the street. The Waffle House will still be going.
They're saying since the restaurant always remains open, it has given rise to an informal but useful metric to determine the severity of a storm and the likely scale of assistance required in disaster recovery. The FEMA director coined it the Waffle House Index and adopted it. So here's my next question. Would you trust Waffle House or FEMA more if a hurricane was coming towards Arizona?
Arizona?
Maybe it stopped in one of the lakes here, and that's how it picked up all of its intensity.
Well, apparently I gotta trust Waffle House because they're the ones really with the data.
Oh, it doesn't even... The index doesn't even talk about the storm. It says green full menu, yellow limited menu, and red restaurant closed. So if all the Waffle Houses are closed, That means the storm's going to be really bad.
You know it's bad if the Waffle Houses are closing.
This isn't even new. They've been doing this since 2011. That's
How is that used as a metric? It's just like, oh man, the Waffle Houses are closing. We got to get all the relief we can down there.
basically.
You know it's bad.
I think they're such a trustworthy organization for staying open that people they trust them more than the government.
Well, that is a testament to their tenacity, I suppose.
God bless them. Thank God they're on our side. I'll tell you that. Can you imagine if Waffle House was working for the hurricanes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be Waffle House versus FEMA. Who would win in a fight, Waffle House or FEMA? Don't think, just answer.
Probably. I want to say Waffle House. I feel like FEMA's going to get all caught up in their bureaucracy,
That's true.
Waffle House is so ubiquitous. Like, there's always a Waffle House somewhere, and it's always open.
Yeah.
That takes, some dedication.
Yeah, I mean, unless it gets really bad, I think
discipline.
they stay open for anything. You been to Waffle House?
I have. It's been a very, very long time.
What'd you get the last time you went there? Eggs Benny.
God, I did not get an Eggs Benny. I think I got a waffle. And some bacon and eggs, I think. Pretty basic stuff.
It sounds pretty good.
It does sound pretty good. I could go for a waffle right now.
I got a pancake at Bobo's.
Yeah.
You ever been there?
Yes, I have.
Oh my God. The pancake was the size of the table.
Yeah. It's always surprising. You always kind of know it's coming, but...
I had forgotten. I hadn't gone in years, and I took my lady, and they came out, and it's like the size of the table, but it's also 2 inches thick. Like, it's dense.
Yeah.
And I ate the whole thing, and then, my lady, she doesn't eat too much, so she ate 2 bites of her food, and then she was done. So we can't let it go to waste, so I ate her food too.
Yeah.
I didn't eat lunch or dinner that day. I know that sounds like a joke, but that's true. I came back and I took a nap.
And I know for you in particular, that's saying something.
Yeah.
Because,
I don't eat that much, do I?
If you have the will to do it, you can put away a lot of food.
I have the will.
I mean, if you, I have seen you put some food away. You always get, the big old breakfasts and stuff like that.
The lumberjack?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you ever gone to Roberts and gotten the lumberjack?
No, I haven't. Can't say I have, but...
Dude, I got that one time, and a random stranger, an old man, came up to me, and he's like, "I'll bet $20 you can't finish that." This is a true story. And I didn't take the bet, and then he left, and then I finished it.
You proceeded to finish it.
It's 3 biscuits covered in gravy, and 3 eggs, and 3 slices of bacon or something like that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds so good right now.
It was good.
But yeah, if I'm betting on if you're going to finish a meal or not, I'm definitely always betting with you. That's for damn sure.
That's true. You ever been to a Mongolian buffet before?
No, I haven't. I would love to go, though.
They got so expensive.
Yeah, well, I mean... Yeah. That's what I hear.
I went down there one time, and they're like, yeah, $35 for a plate, or something like that. And I was like,
wow.
Used to be $20. And as long as you eat double that in food, you're making a profit.
Yeah, you can always make your money back. Or, always try, but... It's harder and harder these days,
That's true. That's true. All right, you see that, did you see that video of the horse that thought it was a bicycle?
No, I have not.
No, that's kind of a strange question, but this actually happened.
I did not hear about that. What is this?
Can we get someone to pull that video up here?
Yeah, let's
pull up the video. All right, Connor, you're not in the hot seat anymore.
Oh, good.
We're officially removing you from the hot seat.
I am no longer in the doghouse.
It was a doghouse, wasn't it? Not the hot seat.
It was the doghouse.
Horse. joins. Horse joins bike race. Yeah, look at this. So these guys, they're riding bikes like normal, right?
Yeah, there he goes. Whoa, he just popped out of nowhere. What the hell?
There's a horse.
Where'd he even come from?
Hold on, there's another video that shows him joining the race. Let's see here. Yeah, it's this one. Look at this guy. So he sees the bikes and he gets excited, jumps over the fence.
He just...
And then he says all the bikes, like, they don't know what to do. So they give him his space.
It's like, what can you do? Are you really going to sacrifice your place in the race to do something about this?
What can you do? That horse is...
I mean, would you even want to do anything? It's just like, this is cool. I'm just riding with a horse.
Well, see, in this video right here, he's winning.
Yeah.
He was in front of all the bikes.
Yeah, let the horse set the pace. Look at that.
It's like that penguin that goes into town and gets a fish every day. You see that video?
No, I haven't.
That one might be harder to find.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see if they can find it for us.
This is great. And I love how nobody seemingly wants to do anything about it.
Well, what? You need a cowboy. You need a cowboy to like.
True.
Lasso that guy.
It's like, what are you going to do if you don't have any rope to lasso that thing? You just kind of got to let it go, I guess.
It's pretty much a wrap. Yeah. It's
That's insane.
That's something else, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. I feel like that's got to be really motivating.
For the horse or for...
Well, for everybody involved, you know? It's a little bit of morale boost going there.
The horse is motivated by the bikes, and the bikes are motivated by the horse. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. I mean, it's distracting at the very least, you know? You're trying to push through this bike race, and all of a sudden there's a horse next to you.
Yeah.
You're not really thinking about the bike race anymore. You're kind of like, why the hell is there a horse jumping in here?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like the way you think. That's a good point. All right. Want to do a user write-in or a subscriber write-in?
Let's do it.
We have a story from one of our subs. All right. Her name is Jenna, and she's from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I feel like that's how every Cops episode starts.
They're all in Grand Rapids.
They're
Michigan.
like, they always start with, this guy's got warrants out of Grand Rapids. And then the Cops episode starts. Mm-hmm. Jenna, we're not saying you're a felon or anything. Okay, let's hear it. Hello, my name is Jenna. I recently bought a Roomba to help clean up the cat hair for my cat, Mr. Pickles. Mm-hmm. All right, this is getting good. Yeah. When the Roomba arrived, Mr. Pickles was immediately suspicious, and when the Roomba was turned on, Mr. Pickles was horrified. Yeah. Mr. Pickles launched into action within seconds of operation, sprinting across the room and leaping onto the Roomba like a cowboy mounting a wild bull.
Well, that's fantastic.
Very well written. Mm-hmm. I feel like I can see it in my head.
No, I've got the mental image going already.
But instead of intimidating the machine, Mr. Pickles accidentally pressed the button, setting it to turbo mode, quote unquote. The Roomba took off like a rocket. I watched, this is Jenna speaking, I watched in horror as Mr. Pickles clung to the Roomba for dear life, his fur puffed up like a dandelion.
Mr. Pickles, I'm sorry.
Around and around the living room he went, zigzagging and colliding into walls and furniture. Whether from fear or stubbornness, Mr. Pickles did not let go of the Roomba.
Probably fear, I imagine.
We know that for a fact. Finally, the Roomba hit a rogue sock on the floor and flipped over, ejecting Mr. Pickles like a tiny furry catapult.
Oh my gosh.
He landed in the laundry basket. The Roomba has now been banished to the closet. Mr. Pickles, however, claimed the laundry basket as his new throne. Mm. Thanks, Jenna.
That's an amazing story. Is that's like a real story from one of your subscribers?
Yeah, they wrote in and they put that there.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Good for Mr. Pickles.
Mr. Pickles, he saw a threat and he took action.
Yeah.
Didn't really take the action he probably wanted. But, he was definitely defending the home from the Roomba.
I think that's a pretty good name for a pickle. Not for a pickle, for a cat. The cat's name is Mr. Pickles.
Mr. Pickles. It's a great name.
Yeah.
There's something about naming a cat after food that is just very endearing.
What would you name a cat if you got a cat?
Ooh, if I got a cat. That's a good question. Bagel.
Bagel?
Bagel.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you why that's the first thing that came to my mind. If we're naming a cat after food, definitely bagel.
It has to be bagel. That's what you're saying. There's no other options.
Yeah.
All right. It's not a bad name.
No. I mean, I didn't think so.
And
neither is Mr. Pickles.
That's true.
That is adorable.
I'd come up with a cat name myself, but I never plan on owning a cat.
Oh, why don't you just humor us? What is your ideal cat name for the cat that will never exist?
San Pedro. If I had to, it just not thinking, and I just came up with San Pedro.
Yeah.
Like that Madonna song.
I was gonna say you've been listening to that Madonna song a lot, have you?
Last night I dreamt of San Pedro. I don't know. Whenever I listen to that song, bad things happen.
What?
Yeah, that was. I was listening to that song, or I was singing that song at work, and then I burned my hand on the refrigerant.
Refrigerant,
yeah. 513 alpha. It has a deep burn. Burns more than 410.
Really?
No.
I was gonna say it shouldn't really be much different, should it?
I don't know if you could tell the difference with refrigerant burns unless you're burned all the time.
I mean, it's just cold.
Yeah.
Like they're all just cold.
Yeah, it didn't feel good. I'll tell you that.
Well, is your hands healed? Looks pretty good to me.
Looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good.
I did leave work early that day. I was so upset about my hurting hand.
Yeah. You always got to put in. Well, you're always got to check to make sure refrigerant's not gonna.
Yeah.
Explode out of whatever you're opening.
Yeah. I'm certified. I want to clarify.
Oh well, me too.
Yeah, I'm certified on whatever the what's the certificate?
Yeah, 308. 608. I'm sorry.
I'm 608. I'm the EPA certified.
Yeah, we can get refrigerant and stuff.
Yeah, we don't have to, Mm-hmm. But if we wanted to, we could do it. Yeah. How's that cigar treating you?
It was good.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not really a cigar guy, so I don't really.
Dab knobs are pretty good. I like these short ones because if I smoke a huge cigar, get a headache.
How huge does it get?
Do you want?
It seems like a pretty reasonable sized cigar.
Do you want to see a Mensa?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's pull her out. Can we get somebody on that?
Yeah, go get a Mensa. So,
what is that thing?
This was gifted to me by my dad when he gave me that cigar box over there. It's literally just called a Mensa, and it's probably 15 years old. So it's no good anymore. You could smoke that, but it would be not pleasant. Yeah, it probably has no smell left in it.
No, I can smell it.
Yeah. If the FDA found out that I had that.
Oh yeah, the FDA is gonna come down on you.
They're gonna be like, we heard on a podcast that you have a cigar named a Menso. Where is it? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, it's just.
It's
a girthy boy.
Yeah, that's a 1-inch diameter.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like Vin Diesel in Fast and the Furious when he shows the other dude the charger and he's like, it scares me too much. I've never used it. That's me in this cigar.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you, man. This thing is
it's a beefy boy. Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna mess with that today. We're gonna smoke these
I'll stick with the small.
We're gonna smoke these tiny cigars instead.
Yeah. Call me a wimp or whatever, but stick with the small one. I don't even know what to do with this thing.
I don't even think Winston Churchill would smoke that.
I don't know. Winston Churchill struck me as a man who did not care.
I think he cared, but he...
Well, he cared, but just, like, he didn't...
About cigars.
About cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Fidel Castro.
He would just go for it,
Yeah, it was a look. I think that he was...
Can this even chop this? Like, would this even fit in...
For audio purposes, he's talking about the cigar cutter and the cigar known as a Menso.
You would need a bigger cigar cutter for this cigar.
You'd have to have it custom made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is insane.
It's a good point. He's probably all nasty. Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to do a Menso today. Sorry. I don't know if you were looking forward to that. All right. It's time for the section Bark or Bite. Connor, in preparation for this interview, we did a deep dive on your Instagram. And we have a couple of pictures that we're going to pull up that we need some clarification on, if you don't mind.
I don't have any pictures on Instagram.
Okay, well, it was Facebook, but,
okay.
Same thing.
Sure, okay.
Okay, so we're going to put this up on the screen for the viewers when we do post this podcast, but this looks like you're straight out of Top Gun.
Uh-huh.
Were you a Navy fighter pilot back then?
I was not. This was probably sophomore year of high school.
That's a good one.
It is a good one.
God, look at that.
Rocking with the aviators, I see.
Yeah.
And my crazy curly hair.
You had some curly hair back then.
Man, I think about going back to that. Especially recently, I've been really thinking about going back.
To the afro?
Yeah, to the afro.
You could do it. I know because you have done it. What's the barrier? What's stopping you from doing it?
Just pure indecision. Just like not really knowing if that's what I want to do or not. But short hair, it just feels so much better, Like it's just so much nicer to clean and I like long hair. It's nice, but all this shampoo and crap like that you got to use.
It's tricky.
It's a menace.
I'm not gonna lie. Back in high school, we were not sure how you saw, like how you could see with your eyes, because your hair would come down so low. Mm-hmm. The best way I can describe it is like one of those shaggy dogs, where the hair comes below its eyes. Mm-hmm. And you're like, how does he navigate? Yeah, that's kind of what I felt like with you.
Fun fact, that is indeed true. I was not able to see for most of the time.
And you never
I had to move the hair out of my face to see.
And you never thought, like, maybe if I just cut that one portion that I can...
Oh, man, but then it would be...
It's tricky, right?
It is tricky. Because then you're starting to form a sort of mullet thing going on. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know how to get a mullet back in high school? Lucas Petty. You remember him?
I do. He had a great mullet.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Good. Well, he was a good guy. He still is a good guy.
I mean, he is a good guy.
Yeah, he's a dad now.
Yeah, newly father. Congrats to him.
Yeah.
And,
God bless him.
His wife.
Oh, I totally forgot. We're doing Bark and Bite. Okay. So this next one is a series of pictures, and I would like you to try and explain them.
I think I know what this is.
Okay. So we start here.
Yeah.
Everything seems to be relatively under control.
Yeah, my family is going on a...
Then what happened there?
So,
well, give us a background.
Yeah, my family is in Durango, Colorado, right? And we're just, it's family vacation. We're just kind of doing touristy stuff.
Beautiful.
Around Colorado. Yeah, we, I know this is one of the, this is a great river for whitewater rafting. And so, the family decided to try it out. And so we go on this whitewater rafting tour. And, at the end of the tour, on some of the biggest rapids of the whole thing, they take a bunch of pictures of you as you're about to end on, the most intense rapids. Mm-hmm. So this series of pictures is my little brother falling into the water.
You can see, if you zoom in on that one, we'll zoom in for them.
Yeah.
You can see the terror on his face.
Yeah. I mean, I think all of us were terrified. Our tour guide, most of all, he was not happy about this situation.
So here, I like how they did the progression. So it's like he's about ready to fall out, but you think he might. It's still a salvageable operation, right?
Right. Yeah.
Not salvageable.
Not salvageable. He is in the water.
There's just one leg sticking out.
That is my favorite picture of this whole thing.
Who's that?
That is my father.
Okay,
yeah,
he doesn't seem too concerned.
My dad has got that classic, very stoic expression on his face.
Okay, in this picture, he's gone, but then you can see the concern on your face.
That is complete and utter disbelief. I just watched my little brother disappear into the water.
Mm-hmm. And then she looks like she's laughing. That lady looks like she's laughing. And he does too. They're both laughing.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
But that can be quite dangerous, right?
That can be dangerous.
This is a picture of my neighbor's Buick LeSaab.
Oh yeah, there it is.
What a car! Yeah. But anyway, going back to this. So did you what happened next?
So when I got over my disbelief, and it took the tour guide being like, grab him right now. Like, I think there's a picture right there of him just like yelling, red faced, just like he is terrified.
So the professional
is
upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that kind of, kicks us all like, oh, this is serious. We need to get him out of the water. So my mom and I reach in, grab him, and pull him back into the raft.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And this happened.
This all happened. This was a very exciting end to that rapids trip.
How'd your brother take it?
He was fine. It seemed like he had kind of like a fun time, to be completely honest with you. It's something like, just that extra little boost of excitement, really.
The adrenaline.
The adrenaline, yeah, it really got him going. He was really feeling it.
Good. Well, I'm glad he had fun,
Yeah. It's some hilarious group of pictures.
Oh,
a really hilarious grouping of pictures.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? Have you seen that corgi that was in this tiny stream? The stream's probably only 2 feet deep, but he's trying to like.
Oh no!
Have you seen that video?
I haven't seen that. No.
Can we pull up that video real fast? We need an assistant on here.
Yeah.
Corgi in river. Yep. Corgi in raincoat. That's another option.
Raincoat. That's adorable. Corgis are some of the cutest dogs, I think.
Here's the video. So they have a black lab.
Black lab's having a great time.
They're made for water. They have webbed feet. Did you know that?
I mean...
Then,
oh no, there he goes.
The dog, poor Muffin,
Muffin, no.
I like how she just tries to motivate him, but he's not moving at all.
You can push through this, Muffin.
And you can see he just needs to stand up, but standing up for him that's a chore,
Oh man, those stumpy little legs.
You've never seen this video before?
No, I've never seen this video. That's fantastic, though.
Yeah, that happened. Apparently.
Oh, Muffin.
Poor Muffin.
Yeah.
It'll happen, though.
It's
yeah.
Good training.
What are your thoughts on the 1992 Hooters 500 NASCAR race?
I did not see the 1992...
Do you want to?
Was there something particularly special about this NASCAR race?
So let's see if Can we pull that up?
Yeah, let's pull up this race.
So, this is largely noted as something that the European mind cannot understand. No offense to our European viewers or those in Tasmania, Troy Nicole Walker, we love you here. But they take these, in this race, they took 3 Apache helicopters and they flew around the track with the cars at the beginning.
Whoa.
And this apparently was cleared by the FAA. These warships with missiles, they're like, go send them around the Hooters 500.
Wow.
Look at that. That's what you want to see.
That's one of the most American things I think I've ever seen.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You know me, I love America too. And when I see this, I'm like, this is... I don't need reaffirmment. Like, I don't need to... But I like it, you know?
And you know everybody in that crowd just went crazy.
Yeah.
For that.
It was
You
nuts.
just gotta know.
You know, they did a A10 flyover of the World Series last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the game that I was at, I look over and I see the 10s coming in, and I lost it. And I was like, I got so excited. They did 4 A10s flew over Chase Field.
That is such a cool plane.
Dude, I wish they did flyovers for everything.
Yeah.
Rush hour traffic.
Rush hour traffic. I mean, I would certainly feel better about rush hour traffic if there were some A10s flying over it.
An A10 just
yeah.
comes like 50 feet off the deck and just like, yeah.
Just give me a nice low flyby.
Yeah, I just wish we had more of them. You know me though, I like planes quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that has definitely been a consistent thing throughout your life.
What's
planes?
What would you say you like the most in life?
What do I like the most in life?
Probably the broadest question that
there's a lot of things I really enjoy about life.
Yeah. What like puts a big smile on your face when you see it? Like for me, it's flyovers. What about you?
It puts a big smile on my face when I see it.
And it can't be flyovers because I already took that one.
Yeah, flyovers is good. You know, just somebody overcoming adversity, you know? Just like somebody like overcoming some sort of disadvantage to achieve something.
You know, you're just such a good guy.
Oh, well,
that's like the sweetest thing that you could say.
It's the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know. I was blanking.
You know?
I mean, dogs, cats, those 2 things as well.
Yeah. Dogs
and cats can put a smile on my face.
So would you say that seeing those Apaches fly around the Hooters 500, overcoming the adversity of FAA clearance restrictions for flyovers,
in overcoming regulations,
in a way that puts a smile on your face?
In a way, yeah. Were they not supposed to do that?
I doubt that was cleared.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't even plan it. The Apaches were there one day in the area, and they said, well, we're going to go watch the race. we're going to go watch the Hooters 500.
I mean, that's certainly a way to do it. It's just, you know what? I just feel like going to the 500 today and just flying over on your helicopter.
I don't want to do this lame route, you know. I want to go see this.
Yeah. Let's just do a nice low flyover of this NASCAR track.
You can do it. Yeah.
That's cool. I had no idea that had happened. That's a really cool thing.
Yeah. There's some great things that happened in the 90s, apparently. We only got a fraction of it. Being born in the 90s. You're born in the 90s, right?
Yes, I was born in the 90s.
Yeah.
I remember probably 1 year of the 90s.
How was that year?
It was good. I was,
six.
5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
It was all right.
God, we were probably hanging out back then.
Yeah, I was trying to remember, because I've known you for, since kindergarten. I've known of your existence since kindergarten.
Well, we went to pre-K together.
We did go to pre-K together. That's true.
I remember you there.
But, like, when we actually became close friends and started to hang out, was it 2nd grade? 1st grade? It was pretty early on.
Maybe. I have a little picture book because back then there's no digital. You had to
Yeah.
you had to develop film, and I think you're in it a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. God. I mean, at the very least, we were hanging out by the 3rd grade because you were in Mrs. Mann's 3rd grade class. Right?
No, I was in Riley's.
You were in Riley's?
Yeah, I was with Miss Riley.
She did 3rd grade? Uh-huh.
I think so. She yelled at me one time for going into the ladies' restroom.
Why did you go into the ladies' restroom?
I have no excuse. I was like, I wonder what it looks like in there.
We were kids.
So I went in there, not to see any ladies or anything. Right. I just wanted to see the architecture.
Yeah, what is obviously something is different.
Mm-hmm.
What's different?
And when I came out of that restroom and Miss Riley was standing there, I got I know you're laughing, I'm smiling, I'm dead serious. I got my ass handed to me. Never been more scared in my entire life. up until this day, I've never been more fearful.
Oh man, yeah, there isn't quite a fear like being a small child and having your teacher that pissed off at you.
Yeah, she was pretty mad. And I was so gosh. I thought back then I thought she's gonna be mad at me forever.
Yeah,
and this
is it.
The very next day, nothing had happened.
Right.
I was like, I didn't really understand the concept of an ass chewing back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really took me going to the military before I really realized how to respond to ass chewings.
That'll certainly do it.
That'll do it.
As far as I understand. Not that I've ever been in the military, but...
Oh, I've got my ass chewed before.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, doesn't everybody if you go into the military?
I think so. Yeah, I think at some point everyone, people think officers don't get their ass chewed. They get their ass chewed.
Yeah.
They just like to do it in private.
Everybody's got somebody chewing their ass.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right. Well, I got one more question here.
All right.
Aliens.
Aliens like the movie Aliens? No. Or aliens like...
Alien, so the concept of aliens, what do you think? They exist, they don't exist?
I think aliens do exist. I don't know if we've interacted with them yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think, the infinite span of the universe, there's got to be something. Even if it's just like a plant or like a fish or something out there.
A trout?
Yeah, there's a space trout out there on a planet somewhere, That still counts.
So you're saying on this podcast, you think space trout exists?
I think in the infinite expanse of the universe, there has been a space trout that has existed. Not on Earth.
What do you think it would taste like?
Oh, man.
Delightful. Normal barbecue cooking,
Yeah, I think it'd be really good.
Chicken?
No.
I
think
I'd be kind of nervous to eat it, because you ever see the movie Alien?
Yeah.
You
just got one of those chest bursters coming out.
Imagine that.
After you eat the space trout.
Yeah, imagine that, but just a trout comes out of your stomach.
Yeah.
That's
just a trout.
just flops around on the floor. What do? Do you eat it again?
I need my strength to recover. I'm going to eat this trout again.
And then you're just stuck in this cycle, really.
Yeah, you're just forever eating the trout and having it come out of your your chest.
Yeah, your goo, your chest goo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I'd like that at all.
What do you think? What is your opinion on it? Is there something out there in the great expanse of the universe?
During the Apollo missions, apparently they lost a toolkit. So that's out there, if that's what your question is.
It's like a biological being.
Oh, okay.
That is.
I thought you meant, is there anything out there in space? And it's like, yeah, the Apollo toolkit.
You think some wrenches are out there floating around?
I don't think I know for a fact. Unless they hit an orbit somewhere, they're still just flying around out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just a crazy concept. If you're working on something in space,
yeah, you're just out there in your spacesuit, and all of a sudden you just get whacked with a wrench.
Oh, that'd be awful.
What is happening? Why is this happening?
You see that movie Gravity?
I haven't actually.
So that happens in it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Can I spoil it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's been like 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I've been meaning to see this movie for forever, and I still haven't. So,
dude, after this, we'll watch the beginning of it. In fact, we have time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a podcast. We can do whatever we want.
We're just gonna watch the entirety of Gravity on this podcast.
Well, so the intro scene is really cool when everything happens, and then it's just Sandra Bullock just crying the whole time. We don't want to have to watch that part.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I would prefer it if we did.
We're gonna skip over that
if we didn't watch that part. But no, there's it's like all the space debris gets in like a storm thing, and it comes around at like 300 miles an hour, and George Clooney and Sandra Bullock have to figure it out.
Figure out how to navigate the space debris?
Well, because it destroys the space shuttle, and it's like just the ISS and everything, and they're like, what do we do? And Sandra Bullock just panics, and
I mean,
no fault to her.
Who wouldn't? Honestly.
George doesn't panic that much.
Okay, George Clooney doesn't panic. Good.
No.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Because that is a scary situation. To be out in space and just have a bunch of debris flying around you.
Yeah. Would you go to space if you had the option? And to clarify...
Yes, I would go to space.
70% chance that you come back, though it's a dangerous mission. And you know that going into it.
I think I would have to do it still, yeah. It's a once in a lifetime experience. I mean, you gotta do it. You gotta try it. No, you wouldn't?
No, 70%.
It's pretty good, man. To go to space?
Well,
okay, am I going to the moon, or am I just floating around in space? I would love to go to the moon.
You want to go to the moon?
I would love to go to the moon. And to look out on Earth, on the moon. If they're just sending me up there just to kind of I mean, I guess going to the ISS would be cool too.
I think I just give you Osa's GoPro and let you take a video, do a be my dog, be my friend on the moon episode, and then 70% chance you come back and I get the footage. 30% chance that I got to buy a new GoPro. That's it. And you obviously you'd be gone. That'd be pretty bad. But that I've been I only have one camera. This isn't a big channel, so we lose a camera here. That's it's pretty much a wrap.
It's hard to recover from. That's for sure.
Really is.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd go at 70%. I need it to be 90 or 95.
Well, we'll see how many more companies try and do the sort of private space stuff.
Do you follow that a lot? The space?
Not necessarily, no. But it just seems like the whole, when SpaceX first was a thing, and the idea of a private company going to space was insane to me. So the fact that that's becoming more and more of the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be able to go.
Can I be honest with you?
Sure.
I miss the space shuttle days.
You love the space shuttle. I know you love the space shuttle.
I think that they were the coolest things that mankind ever made. They were so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
I'd pay $100 more in taxes every fiscal year in order to fund the space shuttles. I know that they claim it's not good value. They burn too much gas or whatever. But
was that what it was? They're just not quite efficient enough.
Yeah. So I actually looked. I still love the space
I mean, I know
shuttles.
you love the space shuttle, so I know you probably know this.
So at one point, I like looked up everything about them because I thought they were so cool. It costs so much for the boosters, for the fuel, the solid state, whatever, solid rocket boosters.
Solid,
And originally they wanted them to be a shuttle. They're like, easy peasy. We're just going to send them up, bring the shuttle back down, keep doing trips. And they're like, wow, this shuttle is remarkably hard to maintain. We lost 2. It's like, they're like, it takes so much to keep these things running. If you make one mistake, then they're gone.
Right.
And it's a huge deal. And so that's why they stopped doing them. But I just think they look so cool. And one of my fondest memories is looking up, probably not the fondest, but and seeing the ISS go over my house with the space shuttle, like it's 2 inches behind it. 2 inches for me. Up there, I think it's like 500 miles or something like that. But I was like, that is cool. You know? I'm like, you know, again, going back to the Hooters 500 America, I look up and I see that. I'm like, that's America right there.
Yeah,
you
that's absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I miss them. You know?
There's 100% a cool factor to the space shuttle. Like the thing it looked great. It was very sleek.
Have you seen the Russian version of the space shuttle?
I have not.
Awful.
Does it look really bad?
It looks like they were trying to copy us. Getting down to the stinger here. You've been served. Okay, let's look at this. Can we
Someone pull that up.
Pull up the Russian space shuttle.
I want to see it.
Russian Space Dog is actually the first hit on Google. We're not going to look at that though. Can imagine it's probably just a dog.
They sent a dog up to space.
Yeah. Here it is. This guy. The Forgotten Soviet Space Shuttle. So it's still like in its factory because they
never built it.
They built it, but they never sent it up, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just not cool. It's like you look at ours looks cool.
Yeah.
You look at theirs, it doesn't look cool. Yeah, that's the best picture I have of it. I wouldn't want to go to space in that. Especially in that.
Especially if it looks like that in that picture. Yeah, no.
It doesn't even have a windshield.
It looks like it would
they took
blow apart.
Can you imagine you have to wear goggles the whole way up there? That versus this, yeah, I think it's pretty cut and dry for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is very much a copy of the design.
Yeah. I like how the Soviets kind of won like every stage of the space race. And then we put the first man on the moon and we're like, we're capping it right here. We won.
That's it.
This space race is over. The Soviets were like, we have a couple... Nope.
Yeah. And that was just it.
We have decided where the finish line is, and it is here.
Just that monumental of an achievement.
Yeah.
You just cannot...
Yeah.
Like, refute it, you know. You cannot refute the loss.
Ah, this one became a boat. Look at that.
Really?
It's just a boat now. It's the Russian space shuttle, and they just made it a boat.
I don't know if that's what it's saying.
That's what it says right there. Well, it doesn't say it specifically, but... I don't know. Could be.
It is on the water.
Yeah. If it's on the water, then it's a boat.
Yeah.
Ship. Sorry, ship. It's a ship.
Yeah, ship.
Yeah. Well, all right. Connor, that is all I have. Do you have what do you think of this? This is the first time we're doing a podcast. How do you think it went?
I think it went really well.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I had a great time. This was it was a lot of fun. Thank you again for having me as your first guest. I feel very honored that you would put me out there first to start this off.
Oh yeah, and we'll bring you back too. You know, we'll once we Once we get Keanu Reeves on here, that's my main goal of this podcast, is to build it up to the point where Keanu Reeves feels obligated to come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely want to be there for that. So yeah, you hit me up when that's going on.
Just bring it back then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can bring me back other times, of course, but for sure.
You're invested. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
I am invested. Yeah, I am definitely invested.
Noted. Yeah. All right, Connor. Well, thank you for coming down here, and you have a good night.
Yeah, same to you, my friend.
Mm-hmm.